Honestly, it was the right move for Rubin to back out of this debate. Sure, backing out is embarrassing, but have you seen him try to form a coherent thought or attempt to rebut an argument? He did himself a solid. Dave Rubin is a 45-year-old crybaby. Robbie Swave. Sad to learn that the Rubin report backed out of a planned debate with me on whether the government needs to regulate big tech. The host did everything to accommodate him, even seeking a venue with no vax requirement per his request. They found one, and then he canceled. Too bad. Robbie, what an unbelievably move to go after me publicly. I explained to the promoter why I had to cancel. You have my phone number and email, child. Your explanation was so vague, it has no explanation. It was no explanation whatsoever. Obviously, we were not entitled to your time, but it's pretty rude to agree to it, then ask the host to make a bunch of accommodations for you and then back out weeks later. Okay, I don't have time for these childish games. Consider the bridge burned. Dave is legitimately one of the dumbest conservatives out there. I mean, Dave Rubin is a permanent example that the conservative grift is an incredible way to make money without any sort of brain processing power attached to it whatsoever. I haven't seen this one yet, this clip, but I'm sure that this will prove exactly what I mean.
John, let me give you another razor, Occam's razor. If something can go wrong, it will. And that basically is the tagline for this administration.
As they tried to censor a story, what did they do? Well, they did the butterfly effect. And the butterfly effect, of course, is when you're, by drawing attention to something, you're then amplifying the attention. You're saying, don't look there. It makes everyone look there. So then the story got bigger and bigger and bigger.
And then she used to struggle with imposter syndrome. That seems like a problem to me if you're going to be in the CIA. Double agents, triple agents, quadruple agents, and now you've added in someone with imposter syndrome.
Dave Rubin is the ultimate postmodernist, dude. What a brilliant way to use language. Like, obviously, us simple-minded fools think that, like, language is supposed to have some kind of, like, previously agreed upon context. Like, words are supposed to mean something. When you use a word, it's supposed to have, like, a previously established definition that it points to so that, like, people can communicate with one another, right? Whereas Dave Rubin, with the mega mind that he has decided words can mean whatever I want them to. It actually does not have to mean anything that you simpletons, have all gotten together and previously agreed upon. I will use whatever word I want to in whatever context I want to because I am not confounded. I'm not chained by this antiquated way of thinking. And I love that. To be honest, I think that's brilliant. I love that. He's like, this is cultural appropriation. Actually, this is cultural appropriation. You are culturally appropriating right now. It doesn't matter. Doesn't have to actually make sense. I'm just using whatever words I want to. I'm using buzzwords. Don't even need to learn the definition, dude. Okay? I respect that. I do.
And gaslighting is when, in effect, it's a phrase that sort of was born online because it's the idea that you go sort of so over the top with your response to somebody that it burns down the whole house.
See, that's brilliant. First of all, the reason why I personally love this is because, like, I feel like, oh my fucking Lord, I feel like people go to therapy too much, okay? I was having this conversation with someone the other night where it's like, I feel like we've gotten to a point where, like, I think some therapists just, like, fucking jerk you off and allow you to just, you know, learn medical terminology or, like, really aggressive terminology so you can just, like, apply it and use that to justify your deep derangements and your pathological obsessions. It's not actually productive, and rather it's just, like, you fucking being able to, like, unload into someone and feel good about yourself simultaneously for all of your hangups. And I feel like what some people have learned from therapy is just simply medical terminology that they can use to justify their fucking pathological obsessions or their experiences and whatnot. And one insanely annoying aspect of that has been that, like, everything is post-traumatic stress disorder and everyone is fucking, everyone is toxic. Everything that you do is toxic, and that, everyone is gaslighting, right? And these are supposed to be terms that have, like, a lot of weight, a lot of power to it, right? And what Dave Rubin is doing here, basically, is destroying that by saying gaslighting. You think that's just, you think that there's, like, a more profound, it's like lying, but more aggressive? Well, guess what? I've decided it's actually when you burn the house down with a gas lamp. The word triggered to, I don't know about this take. Yeah, because you're 20 years old. Okay, that's why you don't know about this take. Anyone over the age of 25, for the most part, is like, has seen this phenomena unfold right before their eyes, where, like, everything is turned into the intensity of the unfortunate experiences that you have throughout your daily life. The unfortunate experiences that you go through, or, like, something sad, or something that's just, like, even annoying. That you experience is actually not just, like, just that. It's not a minor inconvenience. It's actually majorly impactful in your life. I think this is an LA take. I mean, sure. I'm 19 and you're literally abusing me? Exactly. I'm literally neurodivergent and a minor. What the fuck?
But this literally, and people often don't use the word literally correctly, this is literally George Orwell's 1984 newspeak.
Line, I think, is that because he has beat them systematically or systemically, depending on which way you like it, I don't think he came this far to know that at the end, you're at the final boss of the video game, that he didn't have a secret weapon. I think he probably knows things. It seems to me that we're in an almost unavoidable conflict with China now. They have so much of our debt. We know we can never pay it back. There's nothing, like, they're our debtors, and we've got more weapons than our debtors right now.
That guy has like a fucking career in a conservative commentary, because that's how easy it is to be a conservative commentator. That's it. That's all you need to know. You don't have to be unique. You don't have to be interesting. You don't have to have like, profound points of view. You don't have to know words. Like, literally, one of the most basic parts of being like a commentator is just knowledge over words, okay? And being able to use them in the appropriate places, okay? You're kind of making a living off of just saying words, okay? At its most basic, that's what you're doing as a commentator. And Dave Rubin does not even meet that fucking metric, okay? He does not meet that standard, and yet he is still successful.
This is the beginning of some sort of social credit system. And the powers that be, whatever they are, the governmental powers, the media powers, the people that want to keep you locked up and depressed and everything else, they will always release another variant and to exercise some psychotic level of control over you. Is there a giant sort of globalist operation that's sort of taking over the world that we're seeing through COVID and lockdowns and everything else? It's like mail-in voting, where you literally, if you put your envelope up to a freaking soft light like this, you can see right through it. Do you think maybe that would lend itself to cheating? Or if you just take a basic iPhone flashlight.
First of all, that's such a lie, dude. That's just literally a lie. I want him to do that. I want him to show a mail-in envelope, let alone like how all the counting process basically happened in front of our eyes, and people still had a hard time trying to figure out, trying to come up with new ways of saying like actually they were fucking still cheating or whatever. I want him to prove that. I want him to prove that so bad. I want him to show, like, put it in front of a light, and I want him to fucking show the ballot. Even though, one, that's not even true, but also on top of that, like, you think motherfuckers are gonna spend that much time on like millions of fucking votes? Millions of votes. They're gonna pull it up and like look it up on a light and be like, oh, this guy voted for Trump. Time to fucking delete it. I love this fucking idiot in the chat that said, the burden of proof is on you. That's not how that works, man. The burden of proof is on him. You can't disprove something. It's literally the opposite. The burden of proof can never be on the side that is supposed to disprove it. It's supposed to be on the side that's making the assertion, the claim. Now, what I mean by that, for example, I could say you're a pedophile and then demand you disprove that you're a pedophile. How are you going to do that? You literally can't do that. There you go. Are you a pedophile now? Maybe. Burden of proof is on you.
And this is about Obama basically getting a third term. It's Obama's agenda. He said he would love to have a third term. He knows he can't have a third term, so he'd love to just pull the strings from behind. So every now and again, they tell you exactly what they're doing. The Obama interview where he says, boy, the best thing for me would be to have my 2 terms as president and then basically be able to do everything from behind the scenes. I'm slightly paraphrasing him, but that's pretty much what he said.
Yeah, Obama still wants to be so active in politics that the only fucking political thing he did was like go rally for Terry McAuliffe, when like gigantic fucking Build Back Better fucking policy, Build Back Better program for his supposed best friend, when that administration is like having a hard time passing through Congress. So instead of fucking bullying Joe Manchin, doing rallies in fucking West Virginia, doing rallies in Arizona, he like one time went down and was like, you got to vote for Terry McAuliffe. Like the only times Obama's been involved in fucking politics was like in Georgia briefly, in the VA gubernatorial race briefly, and to like call up LeBron to be like, don't do a strike. That's not good. Only thing Obama cares about is rappers and NBA players liking him. It's not just rappers, dude. What the fuck do you mean? No, it's like every celebrity. He just wants to be boys with John Legend and shit. That's it. He did that shit, dude. He wants cool people to come to his birthday party. That's it. And by God, did he achieve that goal? He wants a fucking cushy Netflix deal where he makes like dog shit documentaries, and he wants to be friends with famous people.
Why is it? Just somebody show me one hospital on planet Earth where there are just dead people outside and people that can't get in. Why haven't we seen one city with that? We haven't seen one place somewhere.
Wait, what? Why? What? What the fuck? There is like footage, bro. What do you mean? It was like broadly covered. Andrew Cuomo as governor, after he was done murdering old people in old folks' homes and shit, literally used prison slave labor to like open up fucking massive graves so that they could like, you know, put everybody in them. They had prisoners from Rikers opening up like new graves because there was just like not enough workers to meet the demand of new graves that were needed. There were overflow morgues in the form of like fridge trucks, you know what I mean? Cooled trucks, because the morgues were overflowing inside of the hospitals. I mean, this happened in like this. It's not like this happened in like bumfuck nowhere either. It happened in fucking New York. To be honest, though, like you don't even need to go there. The easiest way to disprove these fucking psychotic conspiracy theories, other than the sheer volume of people, the sheer number of people that would have to participate in it, which includes doctors and medical professionals and like scientific community internationally, worldwide, is the excess mortality data that was readily available. And I fucking screamed about it over and over again from the top of my lung when Steven Crowder and numerous others were also doing this same like COVID deaths are fucking fake bullshit, which they of course moved away from. Why? Because there's a new cultural outrage issue to cover. You know what I mean? I mean, the difference between like this and like all these other conspiracy theories is that like this has been repeated so many fucking times that like and it's also a way that Republicans actually agitate to get people to the polls, and it's a way for them to justify more voter suppression measures that limit the amount of people who can vote. So it's no longer seen as like that much of a conspiracy theory because it's been repeated from legitimate outlets over and over again, despite the fact that there is no empirical evidence to support this.
I have to say that my brain is still in recovery mode from taking in so many high-level important ideas.